Hi Collective, it is Zoe aka Crowquette Tarot, and I have a super cozy feel-good reading for you today. This pick a card is going to be on what your soul smells like. I am a big fan of candles and perfumes and all good smelling stuff, and I gathered some crystals and candles for your piles, although you won't know which candle you have until you go to your pile. I'm only going to give you the crystals to choose from for now. So let's just get into it. I'm excited. For pile number 1, we have blue lace agate. For pile number 2, we have amethyst. And for pile number 3, we have honey calcite. So the timestamps will be in the description and the comments, and I'll see you there. Hi, pile number 1s, my little blue lace agate babies. This will be your reading, and I did tell you I'm going to show you what candle you got. So the candle that I chose for your pile is Cool Raindrops, okay? So your soul is fresh, it's refreshing, of course, cleansing. We definitely have a lot of water signs here. Oh, it smells so good. It's not quite the smell of petrichor. It smells like rain that has fallen on a garden. Like, it's also pretty floral, sweet, but very like dewy and refreshing. So I'm really liking this. I definitely feel water energy, of course, with the rain, but I also get earth sign energy just because this is such an earthy, natural scent, and I'm picking up on some florals, maybe. It doesn't say, actually, I lied. It does say the notes down here. So, cool rain, iced bergamot, black pepper, and fresh sage. That's an interesting blend. All right, so that makes sense. The sage, bergamot, yeah, there's definitely like a floral, earthy note to it. So, with the black pepper, that also reminds me of protection. So I feel like you are highly protected. You are spiritually protected. Yeah, there's a lot to get into here. The fresh sage, you're definitely very spiritual. I mean, I would assume so because you're here, but you definitely have a lot of spiritual power, all right? Um, I want to say you might be a natural healer, or it sounds cliche, but this is like the epitome of someone whose smile lights up the room. Like, dead serious. Your energy is so calming, but it's also very bright, I want to say. So, I'm going to pull some cards for you now. I'm excited. Well, actually, before I pull the cards, I always do the astro dice to get some confirmation of your signs. So, let's do that first. All right, we have 9, which is Sagittarius. We have Libra, so we have some Libras here, and Pluto, which is associated with Scorpio. All right, so I'm not surprised a water sign came out, of course. We have Pluto, Libra, and Sagittarius. Also, feel free to put this where it fits. Of course, if I didn't say one of your signs, that's all right. This message might still be for you. And, maybe you were born on the 9th of a month, or you were born in September, and because Libra, maybe you're a September Libra. Just saying. That could definitely be the case, but that's just some extra confirmation for some of you guys, and we'll get into the reading. I'm going to get right into what your soul smells like. I'm excited. I'm going to start with the Green Witch Oracle. All right. Excited to get into your soul. It feels very, I want to say heavenly, but also just, it's definitely like a light, fresh energy. I don't sense any darkness here. Definitely a lot of spiritual protection. It's possible you work with some like dark goddesses or something like that, but I'm just overall, I'm feeling very connected to your energy and like just very relaxed. So, all right, Spirit, tap me into pile number 1, soul. All right, positivity, marigold. Like I said before, your smile lights up a room. You're a very positive presence. Yeah, that's beautiful. We have success, peppermint. Oh my god, and the Libra's on there. So double Libra has shown up. We also have the North Node on the marigold card. So you could have a Libra North Node or a Sagittarius North Node or a Scorpio North Node. Wow, this is beautiful. All right, so peppermint. Yeah, that's a very fresh. You see how fresh is kind of a theme here? When I split the deck, I see fig, and that has Taurus on it. There's some of that earthy energy. Could be Year the Snake. Scorpio energy too, of course. All right, let's get one more from this deck, Spirit. Tap me into pile number 1. Stimulation, chilly. And this has Aries. Okay. So there's that fiery energy with the Sagittarius. I see you. All right, so you're a little spicy. That's interesting because Libra and Aries are opposite signs. They're on opposite sides of the zodiac wheel, excuse me. So that dichotomy is like independence versus codependence, independence versus relationships, co-creation, creation versus creation versus co-creation. There we go. That's what comes to mind. So I think that you stand tall on your own. Your soul is very strong on its own. Of course, I think that there's some soul contracts, some very important soul contracts that you have in this lifetime that are teaching you how to cleanse your energy, how to protect your energy, and how to keep growing just outside of all the loud noise of life, right? And also I'm seeing this key on the success card with the peppermint. Your soul, and now I'm linking it to the North Node, you are meant to co-create some beautiful things. Of course, there's a lot of things you're going to do on your own. You have this very strong, independent energy, but I think a key to your success is co-creation. All right? And we're going to get more into this reading, just get more specifics, but just right off the bat, in a general sense, this is what's coming up so far. And we have fig on the bottom now. See that? Vitality, positivity, success, stimulation. Just because I'm seeing stimulation, that's making me think of stimming and like ADHD, autism. You could be neurodivergent. All right, same. It's interesting because your soul, it's very quiet and calming, yet at the same time very loud, and I almost want to say abrasive. Not in a bad way. It's just it's just this interesting dichotomy of hot and cold, of tangy and sweet. It's interesting. I'm going to pull from the flower deck now. All right. For pile number 1, Spirit, what does our soul smell like? Lilac, gardenia, rose. You are divinely loved and protected with grace. And with the Libra in the middle here, this is very alluring. You have some quite beautiful soul contracts, soulmates, I should say, that you're going to meet in this lifetime. You attract a lot of love into your life easily because that's a vibration you're on. Gardenia, listen to the divine whispers stirring in your heart. There's this quiet stillness to you where it's like when you're centered, when you're grounded, I'm hearing reaching nirvana. Like meditating and, something about Buddhism. Lilac, the future is sometimes lost in the wanderings of yesterday. Okay, so there's some relevant past lives that are coming into play in this lifetime. It's like I feel like you started this lifetime with a fresh slate, but there's also what am I trying to say? It's like there's still a breaking of patterns, especially when it comes to your relationships. Um, I'm seeing like a flower budding, which is you in this lifetime, um, but kind of being tested. Like I'm seeing someone testing different fertilizers for this flower, a rose I'm seeing, and it's kind of like an experiment to see how big it will grow. I mean, that's kind of a good way to sum up life, but specifically with you, um, it's like in this life, you're just this fresh, beautiful energy, a divine creation. And oh, that's interesting with the stimulation, the spice. And then I'm thinking the fertilizers, like it's just so interesting. It's like a gardener testing different fertilizers, different soil, different like watering methods, different. There's just a lot going on here, and it's very beautiful. It's all nurturing. Like your spirit team is very nurturing. What's on the bottom? Tulip. You are worth what it is you desire. There's a lot of bold colors here. Like we have red, orange, yellow, red again. Then there's also the cool tones, the blue, the white, and the purple. There's that balance of softness and boldness. I'm loving it. All right. We're going to move on to the next set of cards I have here. This is always a fun one to use. This is the Ice Cream Oracle. Gonna get into the flavor of your soul. That sounded weird. Whatever, we're gonna go with it. All right, Spirit. Show me pile number 1, their soul energy. Wow, like I pull in threes, and when 3 come out like perfectly together, I'm always like, this is perfect. All right, Pina Colada, recreation, traveling, and amusement. Wow. So yeah, that positive, bright, fiery energy. You're fun loving. Oh, I just got this interesting message with the traveling, like astral travel, but also traveling between realms. Like I'm getting the sense that your soul likes to travel to a lot of different places when it comes to realms and different planets, galaxies, even playing your part as different kinds of beings. Yeah, this is interesting. It's like you're an experimentalist with life. Like it's like I was talking about with the gardening. Like you're a very experimental soul. You like you like getting all the flavors of life. Banana walnut, cracking codes, learning and observing. Okay, so you're a lifelong learner. You're very curious. And cracking codes makes me think of, like in a spiritual sense, like divine codes. There's a spiritualness to numbers, right? We have angel numbers, different shapes, right? There's a lot of divine shapes, like the, what's it called? The Metatron cube, I want to say it's called. Metatron. There's divine, it's like divine spiritual geometry. That's coming up to me. Light codes. Some of you might want to look into this further. And with learning and observing, I'm also just getting your soul. You want to absorb as much knowledge as possible because you're eager to ascend. You have this very bright, lovely energy that is keen to come to a really you're trying to achieve enlightenment in each lifetime. But I also think that you watch from the sidelines a little bit. And in a literal sense, I think that you really like to read, watch documentaries, take classes. I bet you really liked school. And now I'm thinking of like Earth School, like how all of us souls come here to learn. This this planet isn't easy, but we're learning. We're all here to learn some pretty harsh lessons, but also some really valuable lessons. And I think that you were really intentional about what you were signing up for when you were coming here. Like, you were kind of selective, I want to say. And with Cherry Vanilla, and again, this makes so much sense with the Libra and the co-creation energy. Cherry Vanilla, love, passion, and relationships. Okay, so really learning how just to love, how to receive love, how to give love, how it's just balancing your independence and your love life. And those you could, not even just romantic love. I think that you're very romantic. I think you're a hopeless romantic. I think your soul craves that love, craves that connection. And I think you have lessons to learn around possible soul contracts from past lifetimes, and you were being tested in this lifetime. Like, what kind of love are you going to choose? Are you going to choose love? Are you going to, but a lot of this is seeing your worth. You're seeing your worth, gaining confidence. This is coming together, baby. Crazy. I've just pulled oracles. I haven't pulled any tarot yet. So we're going to do that now because I think that it'll help tie up some loose ends, and then I'll pull up some cards from the collective deck for this channel. So let's see some tarot. How number 1, Spirit, connect me to their energy, please. Their soul energy. The High Priestess. Yeah. You are a very, I want to say that you are a pretty ascended soul. Like, you're getting higher and higher up the ranks. This isn't your first rodeo. And I think by looking into light codes and just all the different ways to receive signs from your angels and your spirit guides, you might be able to unlock past life memories that will really aid you in this life. Ace of Pentacles. Again, fresh, like Ace. It's fresh energy. It's earthy energy. And 9 of Cups. Happiness. Choosing happiness. Fulfillment. This is such beautiful energy. I cannot lie. There's a gracefulness with the ballerina here. And with the moon on this card, and then there's this pentacle. It's like divine materialism, like divine earthly pleasures. Like, it's like you're learning how to lean into human pleasures while staying true to your spirituality. Like, it's once we go into the afterlife, once we're in between realms, earthly pleasures, it's like we're experiencing all this love, all this light, connecting with each other as one, with source. That all goes away. But I think in this lifetime you're really embracing earthly pleasures because you're genuinely trying to learn about humanity and about how to fulfill yourself as a human. I don't know, I'm getting a little all over the place, but bear with me. And here's what I mean about the divine shapes. Like, I don't even notice this on this card a lot. Like, there's this circle around her head. It's like an energy field. There's a circle on each of these cards like that. And with these dots, like, yeah, divine coding is coming through strongly. What's on the bottom? The moon. And hello. Definitely some Cancer energy here, by the way, but more than that, divine feminine energy for sure. I'm hearing creature of the night. It's interesting because your energy is very bright and like, but with the moon, I think it's just your spiritual side, and something is about coming alive at night. What's below it? The Chariot. The Ten of Swords. Death. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, hello. This is my kitty. This is Mozzarella. Alright, he's really liking your soul energy. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, there you go, buddy. I was a little lost about the moon. Yeah. I mean, with the cards underneath, it just feels like the way you died in a past life. Like, there's something about the nighttime. Or like something about during sleep. I'm hearing like enemy territory. There's just it's like I feel it in my gut. There's just this heavy past life energy, and it kind of, in a very painful way, completed a cycle, and that's why you're here. You have this fresh energy. It's interesting. All right, now I'm gonna pull some messages from this collective deck for you about your soul. Please, Spirit, tap me in to pile number 1's energy, your soul energy. Okay, got quite a few. Pay attention to your dreams. All right, so you probably have some prophetic dreams. Feeling invisible. The grass isn't greener. Root chakra. Alright, you're very connected to the root chakra. That makes sense with all this red. Root chakra work is very important for you in this lifetime. Grounding work. Let me pull a couple more. The grass isn't greener. Feeling invisible. Trying to understand that. I think that's you feeling disconnected from your spirit guides, or them feeling disconnected from you. Let me find out more. What a wonderful world. Yeah, there's something about you really embracing the human experience and having to, it's like I'm seeing this, your spirit guides kind of like ushering a kid, like into like a playground or like the first day of kindergarten. And it's like, embrace this. Like, there's a lot of possibility here. Spend time in nature. Yeah. Embracing the natural wonders of the world is really important to your soul. What's on the bottom? Keep manifesting. You're on the right path. Okay, so your spirit guides, they see you. And with the grass isn't greener, don't worry about always chasing the next best thing. What's most important for your soul, and I think that this is already something in practice, and maybe it's just going to be validating to you about where you're at. You'll feel this if this is meant for you. You're meant to ground yourself into the present moment. You're meant to embrace all the small details that bring you joy. You're meant to heal. You're meant to grow. You're meant to not take life too seriously outside of just simple human nature, you know? Don't overcomplicate things too much. Spirit is like, you're doing good. Let me get one more. If another one wants to come out, I should say. Can I get one more, Spirit? Yep. 777. Right? You're very wise. You have a lot of spiritual knowledge at your fingertips. Ask your guides. Read up. Maybe look into, angel numbers, light codes, past life, like Akashic records type stuff. I think there's a lot of information waiting for you that Spirit is offering you, like the Ace of Coins here. You're being offered a lot of wisdom and knowledge. It's at your fingertips, I'm hearing. All right, but your soul, it's very beautiful. I almost want to stay in this energy. I was a little anxious today before going into this reading, and your energy, it literally calmed me down. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that. And that's your reading. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I also have information on my Etsy shop down below in the description. If you want to go check out a tarot and astrology reading, there's a discount code. I would love for you to support me, but that's a wrap. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 2s. If you chose this amethyst, then this will be your message and what your soul smells like. And I do have a candle for you. And your candle for your pile is Lavender Twilight. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so nice. I think I smell some blueberry in there. And I think I see it in the art here. Let me see what the notes are. Sugared lavender, wild blueberries, and vanilla clouds. Yeah, this is beautiful. That's lovely. All right, I'm really excited about this. So with amethyst and lavender, there's definitely a calmness to your energy, but with the blueberries, that's it's giving me Zen energy. It's giving me curled up with a book, relaxed energy, carefree. I'm hearing surrendering to spirit. Dragonflies might also resonate with you, or be a spirit animal for you, because I see a dragonfly on the candle. But yeah, let's get started. I'm loving this so far. I'm already that smells so good. I recently got that candle and I hadn't smelled it since I bought it, and I was like, woo. All right, for pile. Oh my goodness! Before I pull cards, actually, how could I forget? I need to pull a confirmation for y'all's signs. Okay, so we have 9, which is Sagittarius. We have the Sun, which is Leo. And we have Aquarius. All right, and you can always put this where it fits. Maybe you were born on the 9th of a month, or you were born in September, for example, with the 9. You could have your sun in the 9th house. You could have an Aquarius sun. You could have a Sagittarius sun. You could have Aquarius in the 9th house. Put it where it fits. But the main energies, what I rolled, is Sagittarius, Leo, and Aquarius. So if one of those signs is in your big 3, you're definitely in the right pile. But don't worry if none of those were your placements. It's just extra confirmation for you. Give me a couple minutes and trust your intuition. You'll know if this is the right pile for you or not. So now let's get started. Let's pull some Green Witch cards for what your soul smells like. Strawberry. We have the blueberry too. So berry. I'm hearing very sweet. Very lovely. Some of you could have watched Strawberry Shortcake as a kid, or Something about strawberry shortcake. Happiness. Marjoram. Gemini. And on the strawberry card, it's Libra. So lots of air energy. And the fire, of course, from the dice. Pumpkin. Y'all, I had a feeling this was going to come out today. I didn't know which pile, but I thought of this card. So we have pumpkin, productivity with Cancer. Cancer makes a lot of sense. All right, so Libra, Gemini, Cancer came through. What's on the bottom? Refinement, Dahlia. I just heard spiritual upgrade. So maybe you've recently gotten some kind of spiritual upgrade. But as far as what your soul smells like, very fragrant. All right, these are all strong smells. With marjoram, I'm not going to lie, off the top of my head, I don't really know what that smells like. I mean, with pumpkin and strawberry, it's like, okay, with the pumpkin, there's the moon on the card, and that makes sense with the Cancer. There's a lot about night here with the lavender twilight. I just wanted to say that, but all right. So that there's an element of like herbiness. I'm seeing a simmer pot. All right, so really warm, cozy, fragrant. Your soul is very fragrant. There's a lot of smells happening. They work together. Some of you could be practicing witches and work with herbs. Literally be a green witch. Some of you could cook a lot with herbs. Some of you could even make tinctures or potions. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are just really connected to plants in the natural world. Let's pull some flowers. Spirit, tap me into pile 2, soul energy. Spirit, tap me into pile 2, soul energy. There, wow, that's a lot. Can I take all those? That's too many. I'll take the ones that flipped over on their side, and then I'll get one more. Lily, good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity. Magnolia, you will find what you need in the wisdom of your heritage. There's a movie, it's with Julia Roberts. I'm blanking on the name. It's like Sweet Magnolia or something that could resonate for somebody. I'm blanking on the name. I haven't seen that movie in forever. It's with Julia Roberts. Lavender. Hello. And you had the lavender candle. That's wild. Take time to cleanse yourself of negativity. And lastly, we have Lady Ollie. I might be saying that wrong. Set boundaries well to ensure good growth. Okay. Hearing growing season and the fall growing season and the pumpkin. You could be very connected to autumn. Autumn could be your favorite season. You could be born during autumn. I'm noticing there's a lot of pinks here. It's all like pink, purple, and orange. So that could resonate as like aura colors, your favorite colors. Pink, red, purple, orange. It's interesting. What's on the bottom? Cherry blossom, more pink. Return quietly now and be at peace. Okay, so your family here is very important. You're very connected to your ancestors. I'm getting some of you could come from a family where I'm getting something about a farm or some kind of property with like animals or crops. It's interesting with the Lily, it says good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity, and that came out with this strawberry card, and there's 2 strawberries. So there's a divine partnership in this lifetime, like a soulmate for sure. There's also 6th house energy, I want to say, with productivity in Virgo. Also, there's scissors on that card, and take time to cleanse and remove negativity. There's cord cutting energy here. Your soul is eager to cut cords with negative energies. That's a huge part of your soul purpose this lifetime, is cutting cords with who hurts you, who brings you down, who lowers your vibration, you know? It's interesting. All right, we're going to move on to the ice cream oracle. All right, Spirit, for pal number 2, tap me into their soul energy. What does their soul smell like, Spirit? Chocolate, purpose, depth, roots. Very rich. All right, what else? Oh, strawberry. Okay, strawberry came out twice. And that's immunity, vitality, and radiance. It's interesting with the chocolate. Green tea, work ethic, diligence, and meticulousness. And with the productivity of the pumpkin, that makes a lot of sense. We have Neapolitan, collaboration, teamwork, and resourcefulness. This is interesting because we heard about the partnerships. Vanilla, status quo, tradition, and simplicity. That's interesting because we got chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry all separately, and then Neapolitan, which is all those flavors together. Then we have green tea. Wow. Okay. I'm hearing you are all the pieces of the puzzle. You are... Ooh, I'm hearing triple goddess, triple threat. Okay, something about the number 3. Yeah, 3 is important. Could be a Gemini. You could be born in March. Your soul is layered. That's a word. That's the word we need to say. But I feel like you're also very driven to fulfill your purpose, even if you're not sure what it is yet. I actually think a lot of you had a feeling for what your purpose was from a young age. But there's this sense of, I don't want to say contributing to society as much as like contributing to just humanity and the welfare of humanity as a whole that doesn't always align with the society we live in. You might in fact feel a bit disconnected from society. I just when I closed my mouth, I had a weird feeling in my tooth. I don't know what that was about. Something about your teeth, what the heck? Some of y'all could be dentists. That's super random. I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. That was just me having a moment. What's on the bottom? Charcoal licorice. Innovation, invention, and revolution. There's the Aquarius energy from earlier. You're putting in overtime in this lifetime, I'm hearing. As a soul, you put in overtime to your soul missions. I love that. Oh my god, and the candle I have, I always have a candle going for the well-being and protection of my collective. And for me, when the candle flame goes left, it's kind of like a no, or and then a right is more like a yes. And the candle is going very strongly to the right as I say that. So that just felt like some extra confirmation. Okay, I'm going to get into some tarot about your soul. All right. For pile number 2, tap me into their soul energy, please, Spirit. Woohoo! All right. We have strength or fortitude in this deck. Leo energy here. Wow, all wands. Lots of fire energy here. 7 of wands. Okay, this is very defending your worth, confidence. 8 of wands. Quick moving. Your soul is adaptable. Okay, your soul is expansive. There's Jupiter energy. Yeah, we got Sagittarius. Some of you could have a Sagittarius North Node or North Node in the 9th house. That's for some of you. I'm hearing strength in numbers. I think you have a lot of people on your side spiritually, like a large spirit team. I'm also hearing shooting stars, like a meteoroid shower. Maybe some of you, that's a synchronicity for you. Lightning, I'm hearing. Lightning in a bottle. I'm hearing Who's Afraid of Little Old Me by Taylor Swift now. That lyric that's like, you caged me and then you called me crazy. There's this breaking free of some kind of cage. Maybe there was some kind of soul contract or soul tie you had that was very detrimental that you cut the cords with recently. And if so, your spirit is like, congratulations. What's on the bottom? 8 of Pentacles. We had the 8 of Wands too. So 8. It's interesting. 8 can be kind of like a number to do with karma, but also abundance. Reaping what you sow energy, but in a very favorable way. Like, I think you have a lot of good karma in this lifetime from what I'm seeing. Love that. All right, so I am gonna pull some cards from my collective deck for this channel, just to wrap up this reading about your soul. All right, so for pile number 2, Spirit, let's wrap up the reading. Let's talk about their soul. Connect me with the energy. All right, quite a few. What's this one? There's one that's like stubbornly hanging out. Dance to the beat of your own drum. All right, individualistic. Self-awareness. Write it down. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. That's a song. Okay. I need a couple more. Your spirit guides are with you, just came out. When one door closes, another one opens. All right, listen. I think your spirit guides are guiding you towards a fated love. So this is super exciting. Some kind of soulmate. But I think your soul is very guided. I think you're a very guided soul. I think that you have an ability or like a talent with your words. Yeah, the candle flame just went berserk for that. All right, so writing is very important to your soul purpose. Telling your story, gaining self-awareness through journaling is coming to mind, and writing in general. Telling your story is important. Your individual story, there's power in your story. All right, so that was your reading, my beautiful pile number 2s. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out my Etsy shop. The information is in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3s. If you chose this honey calcite, then this is your pile. And as promised, I have a candle for you. This is Honeybee Hollow. Let me go ahead and smell it. Oh. I mean, I've smelled it before. I'm going to see the notes on the bottom because I'm actually not quite sure, but it's very sweet. It feels like there might be vanilla in there. And honeysuckle, I'm assuming. Let's see. Wild honey, vanilla bean, and amber woods. Yeah, I definitely get the amber and the vanilla. That makes sense. So it's kind of like... It's like honey ice cream. I was expecting there to be more like an earthy element with all this green, like maybe some herbs, but we have wild honey, vanilla bean, and amber woods. But I mean, it smells delicious. I almost want to keep smelling it. It's very good. It's very sweet. So we're gonna get into your signs real quick. All right. We have a Leo. We've been getting a lot of Leo today. Fire in general, 6, so that's Libra. And then we have Venus, which is Taurus and Libra. I said Virgo was 6, right? Or did I say Libra? Virgo is 6, so we have Leo, Virgo, Taurus, and Libra. We love. You could also have a Leo Venus. You could have Venus in the 6th house. You could have Leo in the 6th house. Feel free to put it where it fits. You could also be born on the 6th of a month or in June. But don't be discouraged if nothing resonated with you yet. Give me a couple minutes with the cards and you'll know your intuition. Just trust your intuition. It'll tell you if this is the right pile for you or not. Promise. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the Green Witch Oracle. All right, pile number 3, Spirit. What does pile number 3's soul smell like? Tap me into their soul energy. Please, Spirit. Tap me into pile number 3's soul energy. I'm hearing, now my life is sweet like cinnamon. All right, so your soul smells like cinnamon. I'm hearing, honey. Crimson and clover, I'm hearing. Okay, so there's a lot of, yeah, it's very cozy. With the honey, your soul is very cozy. I'm also hearing Miss Honey. There's so much coming up. Oh my gosh. Spirit, tap me into pile number 3's energy. Regeneration, Tarragon. And there's Aries there. Okay, Tarragon, what else? Regeneration is feeling scorpionic. It's Pluto, but it's hearing coming back from the dead. Protection, Onion. There's Aries too. So there's a lot of Aries energy here. I'll add independent energy. What else? Okay, so you're very protected. Stimulation, chilly. There's so much Aries. Every card has been Aries so far, except leadership, which is Libra. And Gemini, it looks like. Okay. So you're a natural leader. You need stimulation. You need a goal, or if not a goal, you need to be fully immersed in something. I'm hearing like your soul craves an immersive experience. I feel like you could cook a lot, like make soups, just because, I mean, we have tarragon, onion, chili, and broccoli. Like, it's making me hungry. It's like you're making a stew. But, I mean, with all this Aries, your soul is very fun-loving. You're a leader, you're bold. It's very strong. I'm hearing the Morrigan. Some of you could work with the Morrigan. I'm also getting Apollo. Is anything else coming through? Hades. What's on the bottom? Abundance with the grapes. Interesting. All right, so your soul is expansive. With the grapes of the purple. Oh, and there's the Sagittarius. I missed that. Sagittarius. So, we didn't get Sagittarius yet, I don't think. No, we didn't. Okay, so there's Sagittarius energy here. Jupiter. That's connected to Jupiter, so I want to say you could have your North Node in Sagittarius or the 9th house. That's for some of you. Just some kind of important Jupiter placement. It could be conjunct your North Node. If you're into astrology, maybe check your chart because that'll definitely resonate with some of you. I'm loving it. Let's get into some flower petals. Okay, so let's keep going. Spirit, tap me into pile number 3's soul energy. Woohoo! All right, we have baby's breath. Everlasting success is assured if you remain honest and true. With the baby's breath and with Aries, I always think of Aries as the baby of the zodiac because it's the first sign in the zodiac wheel. So I want to say you're a young soul, youthful. This could be like a newer experience for you on Earth, but I feel like the candle's saying no. Huh. Well, just in general, I'd say like you're very energized. You have a lot of gas in your tank, your soul. All right, you are driven. You are connected. Um, but also with baby's breath, maybe part of your soul's journey is literally having a baby or working with children. Hyacinth, play, laugh, and find joy. Okay, so very playful, very youthful. Your soul wants to have fun and connect. Play is huge here. And with Aries, yeah, this is beautiful. Very live in the moment. Oh, excuse me. I'm hearing your soul purpose isn't super high stakes. You're meant to experience a lot of joy in this life. And hi, Mozzie. This is my cat, Mozzarella. He's feeling your energy, and actually, he might be an Aries, so that's funny. But I also have heard he might be a Cancer. I don't know. Hi, baby. Oh, I think that he might lay on the cards. I don't know if I have the heart to move him right now, but I think I'm going to have to. What's on the bottom? Lilac. The future is sometimes lost in the wanderings of yesterday. Yeah, being in the present moment is important. All right, baby. Mama's working. I love when he stops in to say hi. He did that for one of the other piles, too. He doesn't always do this. All right, what else? Right, the ice cream oracle. All right, so this will get us some more info. Your soul's flavor. Smell of your soul. And now I got cat hair on my lip. Excuse me. It's a negative of wearing lip gloss. We have a cat. All right, Spirit, for pile number 3, what does their soul smell like? Please, Spirit, tap me into pile number 3. What does their soul smell like? Pumpkin spice, harvest, prosperity, and fortune. Okay, so some of y'all could be really connected to the fall, to the autumn season. What else? Cherry, vanilla, love, passion, and relationships. And we have grape. Oh my god, there was grape earlier. Prophecies, spirits, and magic. You are a magical being. I think that your protection spells are particularly, I heard pungent, particularly pungent. Yeah, I feel like protection magic, banishing, that's really someplace you shine. And also with the regeneration, return to senders, but also growth spells. If you're super witchy, you'll know them, like blockbuster spells, things like that. Yeah. What's on the bottom? Lemon. Clean, detoxify, release. That's an interesting mix, I gotta say. It feels like there's some elements from pile 1 and pile 2 in here. Like, not necessarily the same cards. Actually, not any at all. But it's like, there was a pumpkin card in the last reading, but it was in a different deck. Just little synchronicities like that. It feels, there's a lot of different energy going on. Your soul is all. I want to say you're an ancient soul. I think you could have been a witch in a past life. You could have even been a witch who burned at the stake. It does feel like that's a possibility. Very strong resilience. I'm going to pull some, we pulled some flowers, so now we're going to pull some tarot about your soul. Spirit, please connect me to pile number 3's energy, their soul. We have the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, and that came with the cherry vanilla, love, passion, relationships. Some of you, could be, just because of these cards, I'm like, some of you could be lesbians or femmes, gay. 6 of Wands. So that's very accomplished, successful, standing in your own power type of energy. I'm not surprised that came out. I think you're a successful manifester. I think that you're recognized on like a spiritual level by your spirit team. Like there's something about accolades spiritually. Just passing a lot of lessons. I don't know, it feels like you have a good like spiritual report card. I don't know what to make of that. It's like the universe is praising you a bit here. The Page of Swords with the leadership and harvest. I feel like you're meant to lead others, to inspire others on the path towards abundance. What am I hearing? I'm hearing some. Now I'm seeing 4-leaf clovers and leprechauns, and some of y'all could be Irish or connect with an Irish deity or something. There's something about Irish. Maybe we're Irish in past life. You have Irish ancestry, and that's important. Celtic heritage. It's on the bottom. 8 of coins. Okay, so good karma in this lifetime. Putting the work in for sure. Working overtime in those soul lessons, eh? Let me pull a few more. Pile number 3, Spirit, tap me into their energy, please. Right, we have the Lovers, and that's another. There's different Lovers cards in this deck. They're not all sapphic relationships, so there's definitely some sapphics watching. I'm just saying. 10 of Wands. Interesting. And the Emperor. I think there's a feeling of taking on too much on a soul level, feeling a little burnt out. But it's love that's gonna, it sounds cliche, but love is gonna give you that renewed energy. It's love that regenerates, that charges your batteries. It's about connecting to love. It's like, and with the, see how there's the Lovers and the Emperor on the different sides? Like the Emperor is very authoritative, independent, standalone. And the Lovers, obviously complete opposite. There's that Aries-Libra dichotomy, independence in relationships. So the key to easing your burdens a little bit, and I think there might be some karmic lessons around this, is balancing self-care and self-autonomy and with love and relationships. They have their place together. But you really need to maintain your sense of self with co-creation is what I'm getting. And now on the bottom we have the Hanged Man. Yeah, surrender to this life, surrender to this human experience. Love and connection is at the core of all things. All right? Connect to the vibration of love. I can't say that enough. And now we're going to get into, what do I want to do? Yeah. Some collective message oracles over pile number 3. Tap me into their soul's energy, please, Spirit. Please, Spirit, tap me into pile number 3's energy. All right. Banishing spell. I brought up banishing protection spells earlier. All right, so I think this is a call to do a banishing spell and like repel negativity, but I, at the same time, you know, I think you're very spiritually protected. Oh, weed. All right, so some of you could, there's a lot of like plant magic, herb magic. Some of y'all could partake. All right. Carefree. It's carefree energy here. Surrendering to the moment with the Aries, that makes sense to me. What else? Animal, familiars, and companions. And remember Motzi visited you? All right, very good with animals. Part of your soul purpose could be working with animals and connecting with animals. What else? Politics. I was not expecting that. All right, so some kind of like political advocacy work in general is coming up as part of your soul journey. What's here? The Morrigan. Why am I not surprised with all this talk of protection and the Irish stuff that came out? All right, so you all either work with the Morrigan or you're very aligned with the Morrigan, and she is 100% calling to you. Loud and proud, I'm hearing. She's waiting with open arms. Gosh, what? I'm trying to channel something from her. What are you saying? Now I'm hearing the song Sea of Love, but there's something, I missed it. Great Queen, tell me. Not all those who wander are lost. That's a message she has for you. 666. All right, so that angel number is about asking for assistance from your angels. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You have resources at your disposal. You are divinely guided. You have spiritual assistance. Tell them you love them. Okay, so tell the people you love that you love them. That's a big thing for you. Be vulnerable with how you feel. Tell people you love them. And with the Page of Swords, that makes sense. Yeah, you need to tell people you love them. Be honest about your feelings. Romanticizing low vibrational things, people. Stop. Spirit is like, stop that, actually. One more, Spirit. Fall, autumn. I said that earlier. Lined with fall, autumn, your spirit is very connected to the fall. Earth angel. You're an earth angel. This is beautiful energy. So you're an earth angel. Your soul, it's very connected to the Morrigan energy, protection energy, regeneration. It's very connected to animals and plants and nature. You're an advocate for the welfare of others, especially animals, I'm hearing. All right. You're a very independent, bold soul that's learning to love completely, authentically, and unapologetically. And you're a very abundant, fun-loving soul. And, you know, this isn't your first rodeo. You have a lot of spiritual knowledge at your fingertips. And it was a pleasure to read for you. This was beautiful. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I also have my Etsy shop. Information in the description on that for ya. So that was your message today. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.